Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. We got something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah, yeah.
That's my jam. That's my jam. Yes, it is. Yes, it is now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is now. I'm feeling good. Singing. Sure am. I don't care if I do still sound like Louise Jefferson. Do it. I'm going to put it out there. Why? Because today's a great day. Because every day above ground, like my friend Danny Torres says, is a great day. Can I get an amen? Just one. All right, there it is. The bell of purpose is here. And when I ring it, I didn't slip and fall on it. It was not by accident. Clearly, it was on purpose. Why? Because just like that bell has a ring to it, and you guessed it, so does the truth. And that's what we're here for, to have illuminated conversations by leading with our truths. Cast them out before you, and I promise you, what is greater than will walk before you, stand beside you, and most importantly, cover that rear where we can't see shit that's coming. There it is. Yeah, I cussed. I can. Great day in the neighborhood. I'm still riding on that surfboard known as divine experience. That surfboard known as anointed experience. And I'm talking about last week, y'all, not just Thursday, the whole week, the whole week, the whole month. I am telling you, I know what it means when it says my cup runs over. My cup runneth over. It is so much better than all those decades that my mantra was my cup runneth out. My cup runneth dry. Right. That's not what we're going for. Absolutely not. We're going for more. We're looking for increase. We are manifesting not little simple things like money, cars, and success. We're manifesting abundance so that there can be more of everything that serves us and allows us to serve who? Others. Absolutely right. Now, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm in love with you all, each and every one of you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'm not changing my mind on that. I love you all. We come here today and every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. to fulfill that great promise, which dictates that we will find something wonderful. It's a promise. Can I get an amen? So, okay, Power Week was last week. I'm going to show you a little something real quick. Look at this just a little 30. I think it's 10 seconds. Look at this. It's all, I'm going on Facebook for it. Oh, I'm so excited. Look. Kess's daughter. You hear that? You feel that? Do you experience that in real time right now? You should have felt what it was like to be in the room. Oh my goodness, we poured into others. It was just a multiple feed, y'all, from every direction. God was good, is always good. Can I get an amen? Yes, indeedy. We were the needy, but we weren't when we left there. We were all fulfilled completely. I know that to be a fact. I've heard nothing but great things. Kessa Gooden was there. She's here today. And Brian and I are headed to sunny Miami at the end of the month to participate in her event, which we're going to talk about today. But I thought it would be great. I'm going to sprinkle in some people over the next week or so as guests who are actually on site in the room, a part of this great anointed experience known as the Power of We Symposium 2020. And so we're going to start that series of testimonials of this experience with this young lady, Kessa Gooden. I've known her for a number of years, and she and I are sparring partners in the boxing ring, sometimes 2 to 5 times a week. She done got a couple good ones in when I wasn't looking. Yeah, she did. Call my name, when I was hungry and sleepy, distracted watching Oprah or something, and then she gonna call me, and then I turn to, oh, right, yeah, yeah, but anyway, we'll talk about what that's all about when she gets in here. Kessa is a person who's in the LMH coaching family and has been for a number of years, like I said. So I'm really excited because she's actually the first one of my coaching clients to ever step out and really come through with her own event. This is her first one coming up. It's a 3-day event in Miami, but I'll wait and let her tell you more about that. I'll be there. Lots of great luminaries. I mean, it's just a star-studded lineup, if I say so myself. So without further ado, put your hearts on the screen, but more importantly, won't you put your heart into this illuminated conversation as we share today and are shared with by Kessa Gooden. Here she comes. Hello, Kessa.
Hi, Lauren. How you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm doing well. I hope everyone is
Clearly,
doing well on this call.
you are doing well. Clearly, you're doing well. I see that luxury apartment in the background. Look, y'all. When I straight out get to look all around. Looks like you're up in the air.
Yeah, I'm on the 23rd floor. If you look outside, that's the bay. Downstairs, I live on the waterfront.
Oh, you know what? You know how I'm not jealous. Bye. Now, what waterfront? I'm just playing. Okay. I'm okay. It's raining here in Chicago today, but some of us love the Four Seasons. I'm just saying.
It's
Kes-
it's raining here too.
is it?
Yeah,
Okay, good. I
but
don't feel so bad now. At least
it's
you'll get
not
a lot of
cold
sunshine.
though. Not like Chicago. Chicago is too
You
cold
know
for
what? You
me,
don't quit
Lauren.
playing with me. Bye. I'm just, we already know it's cold. Dang, don't rub. I'm kidding. Don't worry. I'll be getting some of that sunny Miami weather, and I'm manifesting 80 degrees or better the 3 days. Maybe we'll go 5. I don't know. That time that we spend down there with you, looking forward to it. So first of all, say hello to everybody. Tell them where you. Well, we know where you're at, but tell them anyway, and give them a little, let's say, a Reader's Digest version of some of the things you do today to be of service to the world. Go, all you.
Hey everyone, my name is Kessa Gooden, and I'm an author, a philanthropist, a mother of 3 children, and I'm also a LMH Rockstar coaching client, as well as a friend of Lauren. And also, I have done so many things with my nonprofit organization, like helping over 7,000 people around the world for the past 12 years. I also putting on an event in Miami. I've coached with Les Brown, John Tellerico, and at least 10 different coaches, but Lauren is the one that stands out the most. We have like a closer relationship. And yeah, that's pretty much about me. I've been featured on Fox News, ABC, NBC News, and all of that stuff, all the good stuff, and a CEO of multiple companies. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
just me.
true. But it wasn't always that way, was it?
No, went from homelessness, abandoned building, foster care system, and poverty, extreme poverty, I would say, from very
Oh,
humble
wait a
beginnings.
minute. Now that's something we don't hear somebody say. At least I don't. All the time. We hear poverty. Yeah, I was a part of poverty. I lived in poverty. We all say we've lived in poverty, and most of us have. But extreme poverty, what's that look like?
So extreme poverty is where I remember the time when I couldn't afford even a school bag, a backpack to go to school. I would have to bring a plastic bag, the ones that they give you at the grocery store, with a half a book because we couldn't afford a full book to write in. I used to go to school barefoot, walk about 2 to 3 miles to get to school, and used to have to sell the school milk and school bulla to get lunch. So
Oh,
Bula. It's like a bread thing. It's sweet. It's from Jamaica. I'm Jamaican.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, Ariaman.
Yes, I am.
I tell you one thing. That's the only Jamaican I speak.
Yeah. So, growing up in my time, I was one of the brightest kids in my class, but one of the poorest kids in my class. And I made a deal with my teacher that I will be responsible to sell the school milk and the school bulla. And if I sell them, then I will be able to have lunch if any is left over. So what I used to do is break the last bulla so that I make sure I have lunch. So
I know
I,
that's
I'm
right.
I'm an entrepreneur since I'm since I'm like 8 years old.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that bull. Don't ask me. Right. Okay, so we're laughing and all, and it's cute now when we look over our shoulder to what was, but at the time, as we all can attest to, especially as children, those moments were ones that were hard to understand, but they also are the first experiences that shed light on the true strength that lives within us all. And so, let's talk about some of the things that people may not know about you, that I feel you're an authority on. And let's just touch real quick, if we can't. Wait, Brian's gonna get me. My husband. He's always like, "Wait a minute, is it real quick or quickly?" He's always like, "Honey, 12th grade education." I'm just saying. Well, y'all know which one I mean. So anyway, um, tell us if you can to shed a little light on that narcissistic relationship story. Start back. How old were you when you entered into that, and kind of give the audience, if you would, a little peek behind the curtain of how the grooming and the selection process went and continues to do, move down the road, destroying lives of young girls every day. Talk about that, if you would.
Yeah, so I was in a narcissistic relationship cycle for over 10 years, and that cycle is actually 17 years because it's still is continuing. The only difference with now and 7 years ago is that I ended me being part of that cycle, meaning it no longer affects me the way it did in the beginning. So a narcissistic relationship cycle started when I was 17 years old, and now I'm 36 years old. And that person was 34 at the time. So he's like 52 right now.
Nasty
And
ass. Now he know
yeah.
better than that. Ooh wee. Okay, but anyway, go
Yes. So I was groomed and I was prepped to join a person. And when you're in a narcissistic relationship, this is how the cycle goes. They first act as nice and kind as possible. Then they start to segregate you and alleviate you from your family, your friends, your closest tie. And then you start building your world around their world and forget about your own actual world that you have. And then after that, they will, once they see that you are tight and groomed for them, they'll discard you. Like they won't need you anymore. So it's the discard phase. So
you
we
know
call
what?
the. Hmm.
It just kind of sounds like I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, I bet a bunch of pimps started out in a narcissistic relationship and fell in love, got addicted to the power, to the control, and said, wow, if it feels this good to control one female, imagine if I had an entire stable full. So anyway, so it lasted. What types of abuse did you personally encounter, if you're comfortable talking about it, within this narcissistic thing? Because of course there was mental abuse, but what else, if any?
Yes, so the mental abuse is the worst one because it's not seen. It's not seen with the eyes. And the physical abuse, the verbal abuse, and also financial abuse as well. I remember gaining weight. I met the person when I was 190 pound and I left the relationship at 420 pounds in a short period of time. So when you're being mentally abused, the scars are so deep that it doesn't show physically. Well, technically, in my sense, in my case, it did show physically because of my size. I was turning in, eating, drinking a lot and stuff like that. So it made me bigger and stuff like that. So I want to say that there's a lot of people struggling with narcissistic relationship cycle and they don't realize that the relationship is not healthy. If you know what a roller coaster ride is, that's how a narcissistic relationship is. It feels
Mm,
like you're on a roller coaster. It's always up and down. Never let's keep going up. It's always up and down. It's just a cycle, just like keep yeah. And that person will pretend to love you when they want to bring you back in and pull you back in, and then once they do that, the cycle starts all over again.
mm. So how did you get out of it?
So I made the decision in 2012 that I wanted my life because I think I was 25 years old, and I said, I was living in Germany on the military base at the time, and I said, if you were to die today, it was my birthday, and I said, if you were to die today, did you live your life the way you wanted to live it? And I said no. I wasn't happy, I wasn't complete, and I was further away from accomplishment. I only had a high school diploma at the time. So, what I ended up doing was I left Germany, I stayed in a friend's apartment with my three kids. I went to college to be to take on business administration. I did criminal justice first and then business administration. I went to college to real estate school, became a licensed realtor and then a broker. And then I did tax preparation, where I get my license to do tax preparation and certified in accounting. And then I did a lot of personal development training, where I went on the path of personal development by studying people like Bob Proctor. Um, um how do you say, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert
Oh
Kiyos-
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Robert Kiyosaki. The Secret, the book The Secret, also helped me a lot. And just a personal development journey, I went on that, and I embraced myself completely into the personal development journey world.
Mm. So, and you did a lot of this simultaneously while you were still inside this relationship.
Yes, when I decided to leave the relationship, I knew that I had to become the best version of myself. So I had to take on things that interest me. I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to the radio. I just immerse myself in personal development world. I don't
Right.
watch news. I don't any of that. And it's been over 8 years now. I can say solidly I don't watch TV.
I know we will. Well, we do, but not regular TV. We'll tape our little shows. This is Us, American Idol, RuPaul's
Yeah,
Drag, that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
So
You know.
for me, I've sacrificed the pleasures of this world so that I can put more into me so that I can pour into others.
So
So
let's say
yeah.
let's ask the next question like this. So let's say all those things were a bathtub. Okay. Um, do you feel like now that you look over, if on the other side you're out of that bathtub, but you look inside, do you ever find that sometimes you look in and there's a ring still in that tub? In other words, has any of it followed you or attempted to follow you, even though you've made that spiritual and conscientious decision to leave that behind because it no longer served you? But are there any things, triggers, I guess you could call them, that still haunt you or chase you? And are you still working on any of that, if it's there?
Yes, so I understand the question completely. So, yes, to answer the question, there's times when I get triggered. Like, for example, that 17-year cycle of the narcissistic relationship. Um, he's still bringing me through the court system to take my boys and to keep them. So when he comes up, this is someone that I give his citizenship to stay in this country, and he's basically like my worst enemy because every minute he get a chance he try to bring me in the court system or something. He wants alimony, he wants child support, he wants, I'm talking a 52-year-old looking towards me for all this thing. When we were getting divorced, he wanted child support, my house, my business, everything, and alimony as well. So he still triggers me sometimes, but I'm a lot more grounded now than I was some years into it. So sometimes what I do is when I get triggered, I look back and I say, how did you come out of it? And I had to focus on meditation, focus on my higher self,
Hmm.
and say, okay, continue pouring into you then so that you could continue helping others. Because I'm here for something greater than him, greater
Yeah,
than me, and greater than the whole situation. I'm here for my higher purpose.
there you go. Mm,
And yes.
that's a bell ringer. So, Kessa, let's take a peek around that corner, where if you had to look over to the left or over your shoulder to your darkest, lowest moment. Okay. Because we've all had so many, but there's always that one that comes to mind first that stands out. And usually it's that same precipice that catapults us even closer to purpose. Well, they all do, but there's those, you know what I'm saying, those particular ones that really force us to abandon those things or that thing that does not serve us in order to find our way to those things or that thing that which does. So, does anything, what comes to mind when you ask yourself that question?
I would think about my son, watching my son almost died from malnutrition in Africa when I chose to go to Africa to keep my family together. Watching my son, his stomach was so swollen. You know, when a kid is malnourished, the bones start showing.
Dysentery.
Yeah, and then the stomach is big, right?
Yeah, bloated.
And yeah, it's bloated. And I couldn't find $1 to buy food for him, and I didn't have money, $5 to buy the medication for him. And his grandfather was alive at the time, and his grandfather had the money and didn't give it to us. And I almost lost my son due to the fact that I couldn't find that money, and my money responsibility was in the hands of my husband. So I made the choice that time that never again will I let a man or any situation, whether it's the government or anyone, be responsible for how I feed myself and how I feed my children and how I take care of my children. So that helped reignite the entrepreneurial power in me. And I remember that time I remember talking to God. I was like, never again, please. I don't want my children to be hungry again. So show me what to do, show me what path to take. And there was so many other things that resurfaced that helped brought me to where I am today. And that was mainly one of my saddest moment in life when it comes to purpose that leads me towards purpose. And I figured out at the time, if I knew how to feed myself, if I knew how to take care of my children, and I knew how to thrive, I could teach others how to thrive as well.
Wow.
So that's where I can help coach people in taking their business from 0 to 6 figures in less than 6 months.
Y'all heard that. We're going to get to that after the break. We're going to go into all that in your event. But before then, um, I was thinking about there's so much to your story. Uh, and there's no way, you guys, we're going to put Kessa's connectors up at the end of the broadcast. Make sure you capture that because there's so much more here. Um, so philanthropy. You lead with that. That's always right out front. And a lot of people, you don't hear that with people you run into on an everyday basis. Most people, when they think of philanthropy, they think of people like Bill and Melinda Gates, Sir Richard Branson, people of that nature, Oprah. But that's not necessarily the only place a person or the only way or status held to be a philanthropist. Talk about that piece. And when did you, at what point of success did you decide to be a philanthropist? When does one know that they have enough to be able to give it all away, or a great portion thereof? Talk about that if you could.
So I knew I'm a philanthropy. I figured that I'm a philanthropy in 2006 when I first encountered someone else in a worse situation than me. And this was me being in Africa. And this was prior to my son with the malnutrition. This is when I just went to Africa. I was in the car with my ex-husband, and he was my husband at the time. And there was some kids having a plate, and they were begging for food. And I didn't have any food, but I had $1 US dollar and some change in their money. And I gave it to them, and the kids, they bowed down to me like this, and they bow in appreciation for a dollar and change. From that moment, that was in 2006, from that moment, I knew for a fact there was something higher than me in the world. And I knew my purpose was to serve the less fortunate every day I can possibly serve them. And I was in poverty myself. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't rich. I didn't have a lot of money. So I knew and that the more I get from that point is the more I'm going to continue providing for others as well. So
It's kind of like your own personal way of tithing.
yeah,
In organized religion, some religions have that 10%
exactly.
tithing
Exactly.
thing. And but you're saying you were giving before. You didn't say, well, now that I've made $1 million, now it's time to start giving some back. You decided that you became a part of that mindset, and that mindset became a part of you before you had nearly anything, right?
Right. And there was even a point where I had to take food stamp, and I used to take the food stamp that I get and cook on Sundays and take it to the bus stop and give it out to people with my food stamp.
And what
So
did that do to you? When you were on your way home, well, take us through it. When you were making the food, what was it within that experience that turned it into a habit, a joyful habit? What was it about the preparing of it? And then what was it about while you're giving it out? What kind of conversations did you have? And what was it about the time when you would be traveling from there back to your home, that gratitude space? coming from a place like you just come. Talk about that experience. I think you know exactly what I'm getting at.
Yes, so it feels the feeling of serving others is, I don't think there's any greater feeling on this planet. I think this is why you have drug addict, um, alcohol addicts, because that same feeling that you get from being part of that world
Hmm.
is, I feel it's a space that you become in, but this is a natural space, right? Being
Hmm.
a giver, it gives you that natural high, that natural feeling like I am here doing more. So I love cooking, and I knew what it's like to not have food, to not being able to eat. And even though I was on welfare at the time, that was many years ago, I knew that I can help, and because I had already started the charity in 2006. So even though I didn't have money to really give and to really feed the people, while I was on food stamp, I took my money from the food stamp, cook on Sundays, and take it around to the bus stops and give it to people. And at the time I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale, you just go downtown and tons of hungry people, and they used to line up for the food on Sundays because they know I'm coming this time on Sundays, and they used to line up. When I see them receive the food, there's I don't think there's any greater feeling. It's a feeling of completeness. Meaning, if I were to die at that moment, I have completed my journey here. And
Mm.
every time I do it, I feel complete. Like when I serve, like the other day at Power of We, when I spoke to the kids and I shared my story with them, I felt complete. Like, yes, it's time to go now. There's nothing left for me to do, right?
No,
And
I know exactly how you feel.
exactly.
Yeah, and you fed those kids, and they fed you, and that's just
Yes.
like see people. Religion got that part right, organized religion, because people say well, they go to church to get fed, they go to church to
Mhm.
receive their bread, and that they got that part right. Because that's exactly I agree 100%. That's what happened with all of us, I believe, Thursday. And speaking of the power, when we return from this short break, we're going to talk to Kessa about exactly what she meant when she whispered in my ear at the end of the night at the karaoke place. Um, she said, "Thank you." She said, and you said, "This was the best experience of my existence." That was a powerful statement. We're going to find out where it came from and what you meant by it when we return. Don't go away. Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. All right, welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris, and we have the wonderful Kessa Gooden in the green room. She'll be back in just a moment, but before I get her back in here, I wanted to talk briefly about a change that I made 8 months ago, I think, and big shifts have happened as a result. I'm talking about how I got rid of the Diet Coke, the monster drinks, things like that that no longer serve me, and replaced it with this V8. I love it. Seriously, it's 100% vegetable juice from concentrate, only 60 calories in a can this size, and you're doing yourself a solid because you're going to get count on 1, 2 full vegetable servings in every one of these babies. So head down the juice aisle at your local grocer and find yours. Don't wait until it's too late. Papa Top said, "I'm grateful for this V8 like I do every day." There you go. V8, get yours today. Okay. Kessa, welcome back.
Thank
hmm
you.
So that statement that you made at the end of the experience, that day's experience, um, start. I want you to go back to when you walked into the mansion on Wednesday night. How different was it when you walked out of the mansion Thursday afternoon? What happened?
So Wednesday night when I walked in, as you remember that me and you was at it. And me and Lauren was at it the day before, and I showed up, and I still show up. I follow purpose to show up because normally, when you are having an issue with, especially the event producer, you don't show up at the event. You stay back, right? You quit. But
Yeah.
I remembered when I made the decision to show up, to come to the event in the first place, was my purpose. I was reigniting my purpose because I felt dead for a few years. And I'm going to tell you why I felt dead. Even though I was alive, breathing every day, getting up every day, doing my businesses and stuff like that, I felt dead. I felt like there's still a deeper calling on me because I had detoured. And let me explain why. A few years ago, I met someone called Ryan Long. And I was on purpose then, and actually I had came off purpose, and he was going to put me on stages, start going to Africa, doing back the work that I was doing physically in the hand, hands on. Right now I still do work in Africa, but I do that through my ambassadors.
Mhm.
So when I met Ryan Long, it ignited back my purpose, and I felt like, okay, this is a path of how I'm going to continue going back out there, speaking, be involved in the community. At the
Mhm.
time before I met him, I was drinking 9 bottles of wine a day.
9.
Exactly. I was addicted to
Girl.
wine, 9 bottles. There was not a day where I didn't have more than 9 bottles of wine. Not liquor, not drugs, not cocaine, none of that. Just wine. Um, but when I met him and got to know him, and the promises that he made, like, okay, you need to be on stage, you have so much knowledge, you need to be pouring into others. I'm going to make that happen for you. We're going to do some projects in Africa. I'm going to put 20% of whatever we raise in this in your charity in Africa so that we could go on the hands on in Africa. All right, Ryan died, and became numb again. And the other day when you told me, when I saw the ad about power of we, I felt the spark come right back again. That's it. That's where it is. That's where I'm aligned with. But how can I do it? And the first thing I said, Lauren, I'm going to sponsor you. I'm going to be part of this. I need to be part of this because a part of my soul died when Ryan died,
Mhm.
because all the promises was not fulfilled. And the moment I said yes to you for the Power of We, that I was going to sponsor as my nonprofit organization, and it was the opportunity to serve the children and be there to serve the children. It wasn't even about the money to sponsor. And I
Mhm.
said, this is it. The moment I said yes to that, all these other doors start opening. All of the other doors just
Mhm.
open. I
And you were
didn't
the
have a,
first, by the way, you were the first sponsor this year.
yeah.
You were the very
See,
first sponsor. Hmm
yeah, I didn't know I was the first sponsor.
hmm
I When I saw it, it resonated with me. I said, "Do you get to be back in front of the kids, serve the community like you've always done?" And the spark came back, and I followed that. So even though the Wednesday night, um, the Tuesday night we had a dispute, right, a disagreement.
hmm
I couldn't let that disagreement with my ego be stronger than my purpose. And I knew that you were following purpose, and if your purpose was in alignment, we would solve the issue.
hmm
So I
That's what
said,
Brian was saying all the night before. 'Cause I was
yeah.
like, well, let's go to Mexico instead. Because I ain't going to Miami. I'll tell you that. Brian kept saying, Brian wouldn't even look up. He'd be right. He was like, well, let's just wait and see. And I'm like, I don't need to wait and see. I'm telling you, call Americana. We're going to Mexico.
Yeah, no, I knew, and I
I
prayed
knew.
about it, and
Yeah.
I prayed about it. I said, he's my mentor, he's my coach. If his purpose is really his purpose, he will come around. I'm going there. And my friends, two of my friends said, Kessa, you have balls, because I would cancel my trip. I said, I am not canceling this trip. He's going to have to tell me to leave. And that's how determined I was, because my purpose, that spark in me for serving the kids, was greater than being rejected in public.
Mhm, mhm.
But instead of being rejected in public, what I acknowledged that I received was the gift of overflow in public. See, if we let fear hold us back because we're scared of rejections, we're scared of someone saying no to us, we're scared of someone putting us down, we will never stand up to face who we are meant to be
Correct.
and our true purpose in life. We will never stand up for that. So I
Correct.
wanted to face you. I wanted to face the world, and I wanted to show up the best version I can. So when I say to you, this was the best night of my existence, is because I got to pour into the kids. But the feedback that the kids came back to me and tell me, you inspire me, you motivate me. I want your help. I want you to mentor me. I want you to guide me. This, there's nothing greater than that. I don't
Nothing.
think there's anything greater
Nope.
than that. And then the connection with the people there, the power of we community. I'm telling you, I've been to many events, but to be connected and well received. Jason Scenarios, oh my God. Todd Special,
So, mhm.
yeah, Todd Special, Daniel, every last one of them, Lauren and Brian, he's my hero.
Everybody
Like
loves
he
my Brian. I know.
Brian Brian is my hero. He's like, because I told him, I said, I don't know if Lauren is going to let me speak. He said, well, prepare your speech because you're going on stage. And I'm like, Brian, I don't know. He said he's going to come around. Just trust me. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? And there was nothing to talk about because I didn't know where we stand. But then when you came on stage, you basically give me a coaching session without people even knowing, that led me to what I spoke about. So that
For the
was,
first time. You told me later you didn't even know, like, who is this person talking? Fallon, who's coming on later this week, said the same thing happened to her. She was
yes,
intimidated by the other people on the panel. And then when she got out there, she said, I felt like a puppet. Like, well,
yeah,
who's doing this? And I was like, what do
yeah.
you mean who? You tell me all the time. So it's just that's why I have you on here today. Part of the reason, and to also promote what's coming up around the corner in a couple of weeks down in Miami. But that's what we try. And you guys, I want you to understand this. No matter how the person like Kessa or Fallon or whomever it may be, even me, tries to relate the fullness of the experience, trust me, nothing can ever replace your own experience, your own divine anointed experience. I mean, Kessa, you were there. I was telling them yesterday how the kids, because of the buses and two accidents on the freeways, and they were rented coaches, and the kids got there like 48 minutes late.
Hmm.
And within an hour, we were only 10 minutes behind, and we added stuff. And then after the second hour, we were 10 minutes ahead and we'd added more stuff. So we were adding more to the show run with less time to do it within, but somehow we were still coming out ahead.
Yes.
And then we had, that divine moment with the Jennifer and Glenn Smith at the beginning about the Brandon story and giving
Hmm.
Misty Lane the award. It was
Hmm.
like all these anointed, the Teresa Griffin thing when she hit the stage, and the panels, the way the kids were shooting those questions, and it was such
Hmm.
a great conversation. So what would you say? What would you say, Kessa? Um, would be the one thing that you learned from this experience? Because it's still there, and that's why I like to have these conversations fresh. off the boat, if you will, of last week, because before it begins to dim, which it really never does, but we move away from it. Some of us. I'm trying to keep it in my pocket all day, every day. But for yourself, speaking for yourself, what would you say is that thing that if you could just lock something down from that experience that would be with you for the rest of your journey? What would you, and beyond the rest of your journey, what would that thing be that you'd like to take with you moving forward?
So there's two things, and you don't know this. When the bus was late, I went downstairs to the choir and I told them I'm going to be one of the speakers. That's before I knew I was going to be one of the speakers. And the kids well received me, like so well. They received me so well. Like that as well is a good experience. But one thing I would take away, which I've led by before, but
Mm,
it's a confirmation, is always follow your heart. No
mm,
matter what it is, no matter how you feel scared or you have fear, always follow your heart, because the one that's greater than you and I, if you lead with blind faith, will not let you down a bit. And I've always led with blind faith. So follow your heart is something that is a confirmation, kind of like how about this event in May, right? Why are you doing this event, Kessler? You're doing this event. People may not like the person you're honoring at the event. Why are you doing it? And I said, my heart says to do it. I feel it in my heart. I feel like if this is the last thing that I get accomplished on this planet, then I've done
and I'm
this
gonna tell you, I
service.
get it. I get it now. I didn't before. I'm just keeping it real. I did not before, but I do now because it's similar to the Brandon Michael Smith Award, which is now a part of the Power of We moving forward for as long as there will be one. Um, and I get it because I didn't want the world to think that all that Brandon Michael Smith represented was drugging and an overdose legacy, because I knew I had a piece of the story that they didn't know. And so I had an obligation to the truth, to my story, to bring it forward and put it where it can be found for generations to come. And I believe that's what your goal is here with Ryan, because he did something for you that, okay, other people may say this and, but you know what, I'm not saying I'm doing this because of you and him. I'm doing it because of he and I. And I get
Yes.
that. So I applaud you in that. And that's, one of the reasons, no matter what, you know, that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be
Thank
there.
you.
So
Thank you.
let's tell everybody let's switch gears and go into this. What is the name of the event? It's tell us when and where, and what people can expect. Then we're going to find out. I got a link I'm going to throw up where you can go and check it out and get your tickets. Go ahead, because tell them all about it. What's the name, first of all, and then what's inside of the name?
Okay, so it's Global Awakened Summit and VIP Dinner. It's a summit, 3 day summit, and a VIP mastermind. We also have a VIP red carpet mixture, which is a 2 day mixture, and we'll provide lunch. And also, we have the VIP yacht ride and the Tribute to Ryan Long Gala. The Tribute to Ryan Long Gala is where we are going to present Ryan Long Legacy Award, the Legend Award, to the recipient for Ryan Long Legacy, who's going to continue his legacy. And we're going to honor a few other people. We may have the mayor come out, and we are still waiting on tentative for Les Brown if he will come out. And then also, we almost had Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, yes, the Vin Diesel. So we may have some autograph stuff from Vin Diesel to come to give to people in the event. Now, the 3 day summit for Lauren's group, if you're watching this and if Lauren tells you, the 3 day summit is going to be free for you.
What?
Yes, you could come out for free, but we won't include your lunch. You won't be able to go to the red carpet mixtures, which is two of them. You won't be able to go to the VIP gala, and you won't be able to go on the yacht ride, the
In other
mastermind, the
words,
VIP
all the
yacht
fun
ride.
stuff. Okay.
All the but you will have access to the 3-day summit to enjoy all 22 speakers that we have, including Lauren Michael Harris, Forbes Riley, Kane Minkus, Alyssa Minkus, Christopher Dora, Marlon Greenwood, Bill Walsh, Chris Cruz, Kessa Gooden, which is me, um, Raymond Hallel, I can't say the name. Uh, wait, I want to tell you guys all of them. So Uche
Okay.
Augustin, Eric Zuli, Arison Klein, Noah St. John, Freddie Smith, Michael Lohman, Vincent Dowd, and Kim Walsh Phillips, and John Tellerico, Alessio Tramontosi, and the last one is Candice Gallagher. So you will be hearing from all three of the all 22 of them for the 3-day summit. Now, if you want to upgrade, this is also something I'm going to do for Lauren's group. If you want to upgrade to all the VIP experience and get the yacht ride and the gala and the VIP mixture, I'm only charging you $500. That's the $2,000 ticket. Okay, that's a $2,000 ticket, but we have people who are buying tickets for 2,000. But for Lauren's group, if you want to upgrade to the full experience, you get it for $500.
I think that's a great deal and a great opportunity. So, who wants to go to Miami? Who wants gum? I do. I do. Who's old enough to remember that Trident commercial? I
And
am.
we have a partnership with a travel site, so you will be able to get discounted travel if you're flying in to come to Miami as well.
There you go. There you go. So, what are some of the? Is there a theme for the event? What's the topic? What are we doing there? What are we diving into? What can people expect?
Okay, so this is the new enterprise of doing business acceleration summit, right? Even though it's the Global Awaken United Summit and VIP dinner. So it's the new enterprise of doing business. New enterprise of doing business, meaning we want to get your business ready for 2030, the 2030 mindset. The 2030 mindset with your money, your relationship, your friends, your family, and also your finances, everything. So we are going to inspire you to build legacy, inspire you to take action, not motivate you, not only motivate you, but also inspire you to take action, give you the tools and the nuggets that you need to take your offline business and put it online so that you could start building some financial assets to retire before 2030. And if you're already retired, you can add to your legacy by being able to give back to the community and become a philanthropy.
Got it. All right then. Now, this talk about this Unity Honor Awards. I keep seeing all these things about awards. So, how did you choose these people that you're awarding?
So when Ryan Long was alive, Ryan Long shared with me his long vision. His vision was finding people in the community that was doing great work and excellent services for the community that nobody knows about. Silent heroes, kind of like myself, which I don't really give myself credit for.
Well,
Yes, silent heroes that nobody knows about it, and it was called Unity Honor Awards. So when the vision came to do the event, I was like, okay, if Unity Honor Awards.com is available, then I'm on the right path. All the Unity Honors Awards were available. So I purchased all of them. And that's how we are able to do it. It's unity because we're united, we are honored, and we are awarded with the gifts of life so that we could keep on giving. So that's where it is. Now, if you go to that website, you'll see the tickets for sale. All the tickets are higher price, but if you want the discount, you could use the link to go to the website so that you could learn more about the event and the experience. However, if you want to book your ticket and your reservation for even the free one or upgraded one, make sure you reach out to me and PM me on Facebook, or you could reach me at 702-960-1988, or you could reach out to Lauren and Lauren could put you on my list.
there you go. There you go. Okay. Well, I'll be awfully excited to see what happens in Miami. We're coming. I'm gonna tell you though, Brian and I plan on hitting the pool and the beach quite a bit. So we're gonna catch some of it. But I'm planning on
But Lauren is speaking on Saturday and Sunday, so make sure you guys come out and hear him speak.
I'm
Okay.
excited. It started this morning at the health club, working on the layout of. I started getting the downloads for the presentation, so I'm very excited about it. Because that's how it happens. If they don't give me something, I got nothing. That's just how it goes. I'm like, and that's why I say through me, not from me. Because if I had to come up with it, I might as well have been a mime. Because I wouldn't have much to say. So, in a recap, a little bit more, where can they go to learn more about the nonprofit? Is there a site for that?
Yes, Global Awaken Initiative Inc.org or
And
Global
will you
Awaken
drop that in
Initiative
the
Inc.
comments, Kessa?
Yes.
Because that's a long one. Drop that in the comments, and you guys get over and take a look. Kessa does work all over the world, primarily in places like Africa, and you know, it's nice to have a way to help from where you are and the type of help that fits your budget. And it doesn't have to be monetary. There are all types of ways to be of service, and Kessa can help you with that. Real quick, give them the names of your companies. And you have the accounting, you got the travel service, all kind
Yes.
of stuff. So run
So
down
we
that list real quick. You got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, so we got Camp Financial Group. We're a nationwide financial firm that we help you with all your finances. We help you set up your LLC and also get you 501c3 tax exempt, just in case you want to have a nonprofit organization that can collect money donation and receive a tax receipt or give a tax receipt. So that's called Camp Financial Group. And it's campfinancialgroup.com. That's a nationwide financial firm. We got Luxus Realty Group, which is an online real estate brokerage firm, which help you to alleviate the stress of being in an office. And basically, we specialize in luxury real estate. We got Luxus all in all marketing firm, which helps you with marketing, branding, and getting your brand out there and getting you known. Zero, if you have not known, literally within a month, we'll get you known all over the web. If you Google my name, Kessa Goodney, you'll see what my branding does. For Luxus all in all marketing, we got Global Awaken Initiative Inc., a nonprofit organization, been around for 12 years. We've been
Mm,
helping over 7,000 people so far and counting,
wow.
and we help a lot of people per month that we help them with clothing, education, pharmacy assistant, and also education on how to become an entrepreneur. We train students and help them to become an entrepreneur. And we have at least 4 e-commerce store, and Luxwear Mall, Lux Online Mall, and Jacob Comfort Store. And we have one that we're launching, which is how to take your offline business and make it online, which is Lux Global Workplace. Lux Global Workplace is an all-in-one workplace software app that you could use on your phone, tablets, or laptop and work from anywhere in the world. And you can hire your team from anywhere in the world. We're launching that at the event where you could purchase access to be able to run your enterprise through Lux Global Workplace. One-stop shop. You will eliminate ClickFunnels, DocuSign, um,
Good Lord, girl. Okay. Well,
QuickBooks, all of that. You will eliminate all those apps in just one app. You will be able to run your enterprise. Lux Global Workplace.
there you go. Y'all, get
Oh,
over.
wait, guys. I have to give a special thank you to my sponsor, one of my sponsor, Brent Kessler. If it wasn't for Brent Kessler, this event wouldn't be possible. So I want to give a huge shout out to Brent Kessler with the Money Maker Multiplier Company. So if you guys see Brent, say, hey, Kessler, say, what's up, yo? And if you guys want to become a sponsor of this event, make sure you reach out to me and sponsor the event, because we need sponsors. People like you make our community grow. And when we make our community grow, we help back and give back.
That's
So
true.
thank you guys.
That's true. I'll be there. Will you? There's time. Get it done. If I want to see you, if you want to be seen, come on down to Miami, the 20th through the 22nd, and you will be a part of another anointed experience. That's a promise. Hey, if you want one short-term anointed experience, that is, come back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central. I promise to meet you right out front on the porch, where we'll come in together for our next illuminated conversation right here. You guessed it, on Bathrobe Moments. Be the blessing you want to see. You had your time. You got to
Craig
come.
Shaw, we love you, our
Okay.
collaborating
Bye,
partner.
y'all.